Hi folks, let's do a mug for a customer from Facebook. See you in a minute. Well, as you probably know, my son Jimmy runs his own car body repair, body spray shop, and he's got a car in at the moment, a Vauxhall Corsa D, I think, and he needed a new headlight for it. Anyway, so we went to pick the light up for him from a chap about 25 miles away. Anyway, when we were there, I picked this light up off of the chap, and he said, "I recognise you." Anyway, cut a long story short, he's basically watched my mug and t-shirt printing videos over the last 4 years, and as a result of that, he started up his own business, as I say, 4 years ago, selling merchandise. He's got a little workshop out in his garden now, which he's built, and he's got all the heat presses, he's got the cameo cutter, he's got the mug press and the sublimation gear and all that as well, and he's been doing pretty well. He mostly sells mugs, as I say, depending on what you are. He said he's got an eBay shop, so he sells on eBay, and it was encouraging just to see someone, as I've got on my Facebook page. I haven't got a Facebook page specifically for t-shirt printing, it's mostly for my other channel, but I've also got a personal Facebook page, and people who like or follow me doing the t-shirt stuff and the mug printing stuff on YouTube tend to come over there and just join me, and I've got lots of successful people who are in my friends list, up to people who just operate it as a spare time hobby, to people who have actually opened up shops and stuff like that, and people who have actually gone on to earn tens of thousands of pounds in the business within their first year, and then progress further up the ladder and get involved with screen printing as a result of starting off doing this sort of business. I've been doing this, as you know, for 12 years. But anyway, what I was trying to say is that this chap predominantly said his sales mostly come from the mugs. Now mine and Sharon's obviously comes from the t-shirts and the clothing. But what we've also found out recently is that there are more and more YouTubers. I've mentioned this in a video before about gaining customers, and one of the good customers you can get hold of are YouTube people who've got YouTube channels or internet channels. Anyway, I had a chap come through my Facebook page, and he said that he's got a message off of someone on my friends list who says that I do t-shirts and merchandise and stuff, and he said they've just opened up a new radio station, and as a result of that, he wants some merchandise. He's looking for mugs and keyrings. So what I said I'd do for him is just mock up a quick mug, and I thought I'd do that for you as well, just to show you how you can take somebody else's logo. I haven't created this artwork at all. It's somebody else's logo, their own brand. They're just starting off. They've just started up this sort of internet radio show, Country Music Radio, I think it's called. A little plug for them there. You want to go and visit it. It plays constant country music. if you like that. I grew up with country music anyway. My father used to love country music, and this is sort of the Irish take on it as well. They got Irish music as well as country there. But anyway, I digress. Let's do a mug. I've taken his logo, which comes off of his website, and all I'm going to do, I've just increased it in size to fit on our transfer paper. Let me just print it off and I'll show you. Right, can you see my PC there? Load it up now, as you can see. That's the actual image there, and if I just zoom in, that's the actual logo, as you can see, Country Music Radio. It's just a generic, straightforward logo someone's created with a guitar, a hat, the website address there, and also some shadowed text there. So what I've done, I've just put it on a sheet of A4 paper, as you can see, and I'm able to get 6 per A4 sheet. And all I'm going to do now is just right click on it and copy. And then I'm going to open up, you could do it in Photoshop if you want. I've got CorelDRAW 12 on this PC. So I'm just going to open up CorelDRAW 12, choose a new page. There's our A4 page, and right click on the page and then click paste. And what that will do, that will paste that in the exact size which we need it. And I'm not going to do any more than that, apart from print file, and then just click print. Now what this will do, there's the Power Driver software which I use with my Ricoh printer. And those of you who don't know anymore, the Power Driver software is the software that marries up the Subli-Jet R inks that I use for my printer. But they're no longer going to be doing the Power Driver software anymore. And as a result of that, there is another program. I can't remember the life of me what the name of it was, but I've got it on a video in January 2018, I think it was, where I say that they're not doing it anymore and they're changing the software. So anyway, all I do there is click print, and my 3300N, as you can probably see there, this is an older Ricoh printer now. They done the 3100, is it the 3210? I can't remember now. But they've now changed that to the Virtuoso printer, which is a good sublimation printer if you're interested at all. So we'll just let this print out on our transfer paper. This is a transfer carrier paper for sublimation ink, which differs from the transfer paper you get for printing on t-shirts. Although if you're using sublimation to print on t-shirts, then this is the paper you would use. The difference with this paper is it actually takes the ink, the sublimation ink, and it sinks into the paper. But when you gas it out, in other words, when you heat it up, it releases the ink onto a polyester garment or a ceramic coated mug, a sublimation mug, for example. And as you can see here now, we're just printing out the logo. You might think it comes out a little bit faint. I get a lot of people say that it don't, when they've printed out, it sort of is a bit wishy-washy, but that is just the nature of the paper. So don't worry too much about that. So let's put that down there. And before we do anything else, I'm just going to switch my heat press on and just leave it there to warm up. Go over to my cutting board, and everything's in reverse here. It always prints out in reverse in the software which I use, the Power Driver software. And again, I'm just going to cut one set off now. This paper is giving me 3 mugs in total with the image on both sides, as you can see. So I'm just going to put the tape measure across there like that in a straight line. And always keep things straight, because the straight lines do help when you're lining it up to wrap around the mug. So I'm just going to cut one off for now. Now normally what we would do, we'd put them in a folder and then store them. Although if you store these for too long, what can happen is you can get these to bleed as well. So just beware, don't store them for too long. So there's them two, for example. Now I'm going to get a mug, and we're lucky enough to be able to buy them that come in the actual boxes. Depending from where you get them from, some of them come in the boxes, and we actually use these to ship the boxes as well. Some of them come with bigger boxes, slightly bigger boxes than what we've got here, in which case what you do then, we actually have a roll of bubble wrap, which we would roll around the mug first and then put it in the bigger box. But as this is a close fitting box, what we would do, we'd fold it up like that once it's done, and we'd bubble wrap around the bag, the box, and then we'd put a fragile label on it and also the sticker. So that's how we send them as well. So that's just a little note there. Depending on your supplier, sometimes when you buy them, they don't have a box. They come without, and then you've got to buy separate flat pack boxes as well, which we've also got to stock off as well. So we do change our suppliers now and then. You'll see the suppliers I recommend in my training DVD, but also if you get my training DVD, you'll also remember that if I do change suppliers, if you email me personally, if you've bought the DVD, I'll update you as to the suppliers which I've got. Now, as you can see, these are in the 11-ounce mugs, and 10 or 11 this press will do. And all we do there is we take our heat-sensitive tape. I don't like it on these little rolls. I'm used to getting it on the slightly, well, it's double that size, double the thickness of that tape there, as you can see. It keeps falling off of this machine. So what I'm saying to you there is, don't get the really thin stuff because it keeps falling off of this. Get the stuff which is twice the size, basically. And all we're going to do there is we're going to take our wrap. Try not touch or handle the mug surface. This has got, as I say, a polyester coating over it. And you don't want to get fingerprints under that, just in case it does cause a problem. We're going to take our wrap and just carefully place it on the mug. Now again, all I'm looking for is to centralise my handle there, in the middle of there sort of thing. That's what I'm looking for. We're looking for an even spacing along there. So, and this is what I was saying to you about keeping the straight line. As you can see there, if I plonk that down on the surface there, and just tap that like that, because I've cut it straight, I'm pretty assured that, we're looking through it, you can't see it from here probably, but I'm pretty assured that the actual graphic will have the right spacing between the bottom and the top of the mug all the way around, because I've taken the time just using this straight grid here to cut straight lines, and it just makes lining up so much easier in doing the mugs. So I'm looking all around just to double check before I put my tape on. I hold it pretty firm, and I'm going to get my tape, just take a little bit, plonk one on one side like that, and one, yeah, it's come off again. See, they keep popping off, look. That's the only thing with this smaller tape. The larger tape don't do that. And then on this side, just wrap that round. Now that's nice and firm around there, nice and tight, and we're now ready to get the mug under the heat press. Now, depending on which mug press you have, will depend on how it heats up and what the recommendations are. Each mug press is different. This mug press now, which I've got, which is the Mug Press Pro, I've changed the circuit board in this. Originally used to heat it up to 185 or 190 degrees and then do your timing. Subley Blanks, who I got this from, changed their circuitry, and they said that there was a better way from the manufacturers. And what they done was give me a circuit board, and I installed it. And as a result from that, with it in the open position, it will tick over at 160 degrees once the handle's flat. And what we do with this one is we put the mug in, close it up, firm pressure, and as you can probably see there, the temperature starts diving down. Now that's nothing to worry about because we've put a cold mug in there basically. So what we've got to wait to do, and before this starts counting, this has got to now, once it reaches its lowest point because the temperature's gone down due to having the cold mug in there, that will start to heat up again and get up to our recognised temperature, and then it will start counting down. When it counts down to the full limit, the buzzer will go off and the mug's then ready to take out of the heat press. You know, I do get people saying, oh, I've got this problem, that problem, and I've tried the times that you've done on your press and it doesn't seem to work. Well, as I say, you can't ever go by what my press does, for example, unless you've got exactly the same circuit board in my press and you're using exactly the same equipment, because every mug press is different and each manufacturer specifies a different time. So that's something which I've mentioned in previous videos, my times and stuff in the mug tutorial videos on this press when I first got this press. And then I've done an updated one of the times in that as well. So we'll just let that do its cooking now. We'll wait till the bell goes, we'll take it out, and hey presto, we should have our mug. And that will be the mug which I'm going to send off for free to the customer, because he's indicated to me that he wants quite a lot of merchandise. So I'll do this one for free for him. Right, okay then, it's been up to 180 degrees and then it started down, it's counting down from 150 seconds. That's the time specification for this mug press at the moment, using the mugs and the papers and everything I'm using. And one thing I will like to say, I do like getting presents in the post as well. And I was pretty lucky enough to have one of my subscribers or people in Facebook who follow me there, Ian Bennett. I've got your parcel. Ian sent me some sublimation cleaning solution from Subley Splash there, as you can see. I've never seen that before. And also 3 colours of Subley Splash, yellow, black and magenta, Subley Splash sublimation ink for my 3300 printer. Very nice indeed. Thanks very much for that, Ian, and greatly received. That'll keep me going for a little bit as well. So yeah, it's nice to receive stuff, and if you want to send me some other stuff or whatever, feel free to. You can do that on Facebook if you want, and I'll give you my address and you can send whatever you want to me by from there. Anyway, this is down to about 46 seconds now, so we're nearly at the point of doing it. So don't forget, making mugs and t-shirts and merchandise is very, very simple to do with the right equipment and with a bit of practice. Treat it as a hobby first of all, and then slowly grow your business. This chap I was talking to earlier on, Colin, who just spotted me, and he couldn't believe he spotted me just from randomly turning up to his house just to pick up a car part, so to speak. He does a few different things, and he follows my methodology. In other words, don't keep your eggs in one basket. Do many different things. He does car spares. He breaks car spares up and sells them all over the world on the internet. He also does the t-shirts and mugs, and he's also dabbled with car stickers and also the jigsaw puzzles as well. Anyway, so keep your hands in many pies, so to speak, and let's see what we got here now. Right, let's switch that off. Open it up. Mug's very hot at the moment, as you know, and oh, steaming. Let's just leave that off. And as you can see there, country music radio mug. I can't touch it, it's very, very hot. On both sides of the mug there, as you can probably see. And resolution's very good, as you can see there. And that's going to be a little test mug I'll send off to this customer. So there you go. It's left some residue on the back there. Don't worry about that. That's the rubbish. You can't use that again, by the way. Throw that over there. So there you go. Simple mug, again, for either internet people or YouTube customers, which comes directly off of Facebook. We've not had to advertise for that. We don't sell these from website. Through word of mouth, people get to hear about you, and that's how you can grow this sort of business one step at a time. You can invest £700 to £800 in getting the gear, and you can either have £700 to £800 sitting in the bank doing nothing, earning a pittance in interest, or you can make it work by buying the right sort of gear and being very careful that it's easy to spend on the wrong type of gear. There's a lot of cheap stuff out there, and that will be just literally a waste of money. So check out my DVD. I'll leave a link in the description below this video, and if you need my help, by all means email me once you've watched the DVD, and it saves me having to repeat myself answering questions. Or also look at my YouTube channel as well. I've got different playlists there for t-shirt printing and also the mug printing business, and you'll find a lot of free information there. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. Lovely little mug there. Going to go to the customer. I'm giving that away for free. Hopefully he's told me he's going to order quite a lot. Thanks very much. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one, and until then, bye for now.